We might as well keep talking about that real quick.
Whatever. What he gave, he said,
When you said it's not real, what do you mean by that?
It's monopoly money to them. If
Well,
you've never made and lost your own money, how can you use my money and go out there and have the same sense of urgency, the same sense of no fail attitude when it's
Can't
like
fail.
you're like, whatever, if I fail, I fail, you know, it's not my money. That's what I'm saying, Chris. What do you believe on that?
That is a phenomenal philosophy. And I think it goes back to knowing how to make money without money first, then using some of your capital, and then putting other people's capital to work.
That's all I was trying to say. It's like, how can they understand it without learning it, you know, the hard way? How can that even be possible, you know?
I don't think it is possible, Ronnie.
That's all I was trying to say to you. That's all I was trying to say. I was like, it cannot happen. To me personally, you can't, you know, I had to go lose my own money before I realized how valuable it was and how to take care of it. And so if you're just using other people's money, it's difficult to understand it.
Yeah.
But that's like half, I mean, that's like all the salespeople I've had. Everybody thinks the same way. They're like, I can do what you're doing. It's easy. I just need to use your money. I'm like, okay. You know, it's insane.
That is so funny. Short, long-term thinking. You can't, I don't think anybody's born with long-term thinking.
I wrote down some bullet points.
All right.
Are we live? Oh, we are live. Hey.
That's too long. What you doing today?
Me?
Yeah.
We are decorating the office. As you can see, we are stepping up our game. We're doing curtains, and they're doing that in the conference room as well. So we're putting up some different color conference. I think that, you know, we just need we need new energy. You know, I need new energy. So I'm trying to jazz it up a little bit to maintain growth. Don't want to be stagnant, you know?
Gotcha. Let me get my cup. I'm gonna use my headphones today. Let me get my new headphones.
Okay, bro.
You are repeating every. I know it's
You.
Oh, he gone too. What up, Roundup family? Who's here today? Ramos, what up? What up, Danny? I'm hanging out with my brother today. That'd be cool. Today we're going to be talking about training on how I personally have been able to change from short term to long term, and I want to hear how my brother has done it because no business is going to stay in business for if you're thinking short term. I promise you.
Absolutely. It's good to see you, my brother. You're looking good, man. I wish I could grow this. Can't grow it.
Well, you can get my next course that's coming out, How to Grow a Goatee.
Okay, sir.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Bill me.
I could just have a course how to. My wife got me these headphones, Ronnie. What do you think?
Oh man, you look like a pro. Do you have now? See, from last night to tonight, you have a haircut and a fresh shave. Did you do that yourself?
Yeah, you know, we growing up, we were nothing but barbers.
I see you trim this up too.
Every
Man, you look
Friday.
sharp.
Every Friday, brother. I try to get it there.
Cool.
So I try to say I did this. You know, I cut my hair because I taught myself saving money, right? Then God blessed me with 2 daughters, and now I spend 10 times the amount of money that I ever spent on a haircut. You cut Juice hair?
I cut his hair. Yeah. You know, it's always a battle. He's like, Dad, I don't want a haircut. One time we just let it grow out. He looked like Teen Wolf. It was just like so much hair. And then every time I cut it, though, he's like, thanks, Dad. But watch, just one day he's going to be like, Dad, I need to be tightened up. I'm going to be like 65. Like, all right, man. You ain't got $75 for a haircut? Okay, come on by.
I heard haircuts for like $20 now. I haven't got one in 15 years. I don't know.
I haven't got one since I was 14. So like a barber solicited me the other day, maybe 2 months ago, and his cut started at like $35.
Wow, yeah. So class today, thank you for joining my brother and me. Make sure I do that right. My brother and me. Is that right? Me and my brother? I'll put you first. Today we're going to be talking about how we changed our mindset from short-term to long-term thinking. No doubt you started out short-term, Ronnie, trying to get the check, correct?
Everybody chases the dollar. I started out chasing the dollar, wanted that instant gratification, which is my first bullet point. Yes, that's how you start out.
Okay, instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Well, so like when I started out, it was all about, you know, your entire thought process is short term when you first start out because you're in survival mode. You know, most businesses, all of our businesses, the first 5 or 6 years are in what they call survival mode. And so you're just basically trying to make enough money to survive. And so some of the lessons I learned about long-term thinking, you know, I'm hoping to share with everybody today. And I hope that everybody picks up a few things from this to help them start forecasting and envisioning and writing down things that, you know, decisions today that are going to affect you 5 years from now.
Big time. I remember you talking, Ronnie. I can't wait to get into the car process because how this helps with raising our financial literacy is that I don't even know before I talked to you, I didn't even think that planning for a car was something that I needed to do.
Correct. Right. Wasn't that enlightening when we finally figured that out for you?
You know, and I don't think I'm not in a box. I believe that this is a very important part of financial literacy, doing that because it's the second. I'm the biggest person. I'm the biggest purchase of North America's lives per se, right?
Yes.
And then you're the second. You're the second largest purchase next to college for everybody in North America.
You're absolutely right. Just none of us think about it that way. And this is one way we can change to long-term thinking. Planning your automobiles. You know, we just, yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So instant gratification on my side was in real estate for all my real estate investors out there. Welcome, class. If you're just joining us, hanging out with my brother, Chris Haskins, hanging out with Ronnie Haskins. Today's Ask a Haskins how to change from short-term to long-term thinking. When I started with something called real estate wholesaling, and what did you call it? Survival mode?
Survival mode. Absolutely. When you first start out in business, you are in survival mode, usually the first 5 years.
Yeah, wow. I think we have another way we look at it in the real estate world. We call it we have to solve our cash flow problems first. Our cash flow problems, because everybody's money is flowing out more than it is flowing in.
That's correct. Yes.
Same thing though. You're a survivor. You're trying to figure out how am I going to conquer the. I mean, it's almost like, wow, life is just almost like this mountain you climb up, right? And then once you get there, you just kind of.
Yeah.
So real estate investors, we all want to wholesale, getting rid of the asset, And that is just such a zero-sum game. If you do that, I know investors personally, Ronnie, that wholesaling is where you get the house under contract and you sell it before you even buy the house. You can do the same with cars.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody wants to know about wholesale. I want to be the best wholesaler, which is cool. I did it for 10 years. I still do it, but all I did was wholesale. And I look back, I'm like, oh, and Jesus, I wish I would have kept more houses.
Yeah. Well, you have changed my mind, like specifically about selling the rental properties that we have. I mean, we are actively considering it, but what I am thinking is I'm going to hold on to them because I can't win Monopoly by selling.
Mm-hmm. I learned that from my mentor. You don't win. You can't win the game by selling assets. You just can't.
Right.
Only thing for you, Ronnie, you might be able to do a 1031 exchange the asset, but you're still holding on to the asset.
I think we would like to do that later. See, that's what now you're talking about what I'm thinking about. Like, let's say 10 years from now, we want to get a mountain home or a beach home. Yeah. And then we can sell and do I think it's called a 1031 exchange.
1031.
We don't pay taxes on it. It's just another purchase, another asset.
Yeah. That's a whole nother video.
Yep.
Okay, so for real estate, yeah, at first I was looking for that quick check. And I don't know about you, Ronnie, but I've seen a lot of lump sum cash checks in my life, and they all go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like so easy to go through $50,000. I mean,
all of them. Have they all disappeared? Every single one of them.
Every single check, So it's about allocating those dollars, and that's the next bullet point I put down is playing chess. Playing chess. I don't know, class, if you've ever played chess. It's a game you should take up because checkers is about the immediate move. You see my piece, you jump it, you take it. And it has very little outcome on what's going to happen the next 5 or 6 moves. When you're playing chess, if I make one specific move, it has a ripple effect across the entire board, which leads to victory. But it's like 7 or 8 moves down the line. So playing chess, had to learn how to do that the hard way when it came to my business. My dad, it's funny, Chris, Dad used to play chess with me all the time. We used to play chess at home.
Me too, all the time. I never really was good at it. Who used to kick my butt at it back when I was in the music business? Teddy Riley was a master chess player, man.
Really?
Oh
you guys play chess with Teddy Riley?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
His studio, man, was unbelievable. But when you first walk in, you got the Michael Jackson plaques, but his suite was to the left. You go in there, and then the studio's back there. Chessboard right there in the middle of the table. That was the do or die.
Wow, I should bring a chessboard into my office.
Mm-hmm.
So give us an example on how you learned to stop playing checkers with your business and play chess, to where it was the class can pick up on how it financially impacted you to start making chess moves instead of checker moves.
Well, in real estate, it's more about position. You need to position yourself. I guess the same thing on with the chessboard, where the piece is positioned.
Exactly.
If you're not positioned properly in real estate, you're done. And even the location of your real estate is another piece of that chessboard.
Yes.
But you know what, dude? You don't learn it. I mean, I learned this stuff it took me so, I pray that we're pouring into people today so they can learn it quicker than we did, Ronnie.
I hope so. Yeah.
So yeah, it took me time to say, listen, not every deal I'm doing is going to be okay. This house here, I might want to sell it 2 years. This house over here, I might want to hold on to it for a lease purchase. This one over here, I might want to sell it immediately. Not everything can be what my mentor said. When you only know one tool, or when you are only one chess piece, everything looks like a nail. If you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail because that's the only thing you know. You're just out there. Where's my next bam? What's my next nail? He's going bam, doing that. So it's like if all you have is that one tool or that one chess piece, like the pawn or even the rook or the bishop. That's all they can do is, that's it.
Okay. Well, let me give you a good example. So, like when I
Go.
first started out, we're still talking about the early years, right? When we're still having short-term thinking.
Mm.
My first years of opening my business, it was like you're just drowning in opportunity and drowning in, because everybody. How many people you talk to are like, "Oh, you got your own business. You can write this off. You can write this off. You can write this off. You can do this. You can do that." All of these things. So instant gratification. You're like, "I'm writing off this lunch. I'm writing off this thing. I'm writing off this. I'm writing off that." We're taking the loss here, so I don't have to show that to the IRS. Whatever. That's like your first year, which is very critical. Like it cost me about $10,000 because I had to learn to play chess with my money. Like when you get a $10,000 check, you have to understand in your mind that you only have like 7,500.
Oh yeah, take it off the top.
Like, okay, I have allocated $2,500 to go to taxes, or I have 2,000 to go to taxes, 500 to go to payroll. Oh, I forgot I got to pay off this bill. You have to start thinking long term, and every dollar you get, you have to be able to chop it up. You also have to be able to pay yourself. So, like 10,000 equals, 500 for you, 2,500 to IRS, X amount of dollars. But if you don't learn anything else today, class, learn how to play chess with the dollars that come in, because you don't get to keep it all. Uncle Sam is never going to go away.
Ain't going nowhere.
There's nobody's doing a YouTube video with a loophole on that, man. Trust me, it ain't happening.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Ronnie. Tell me of an example of how you pay yourself. And I don't even say forget pay yourself first. This is how you pay yourself, period.
Well, how I pay myself, you mean in the beginning or now?
In the beginning and now.
In the beginning, how I paid myself was I'd do all the work, I'd make the money, and then whatever was left over, I would take as much as I could so I could survive, and then my accountant would deal with the tax implications of that. Now I am an employee of my company. So I basically get W-2'd by the company. Payroll taxes happen every month. That way I don't have to ever deal with the end of the year worry or any of that stuff. So that's a chess move for me. It's like I'm constantly paying into the IRS every quarter. That way I never have a tax problem. So the bank last week called me. They were like, "We need to see your books. We're looking at my line of credit," right? And I'm like, "Oh." Hit one button, the report prints, send it right to them. They're like, "Thank you."
Nice.
Instead of scrambling and running around and I got to do this or that or whatever, you got to make sure that you're playing chess.
All right. How about in George Classon's book, he talks about in order to create long-term wealth, a part of what I own is mine to keep. Do you have anything, when I say keep, I mean yours to death, to the death.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything that you say, you know what, this is mine to keep, period. It will be mine to the end of my life. Do you have any long term like that?
That's a funny question, man. Like everything I have is for sale. Like I really don't have anything that I own, or I would tell you one thing: my intellectual property. I will be able to sell that over and over and over and over again until I die. That's it. Like anything, any cars outside, any houses, any investments, all that stuff's for sale. So I don't want to keep any of that for the rest of my life. But my intellectual property, the know-how, the skill sets, I will be able to sell that for the rest of my life. So that one thing.
I like that. Part of what I want. I was listening to Gary Vee the other day. People have this misconception that I tell you, man, every 9 out of the 10 people that I meet or coach or train, they want to get into real estate so they can not. They say, man, I just want to set it all up, so I can go to the beach, or so I can do more traveling, or I can do X, Y, Z. And I just think that that's such short-term thinking,
Right. Yeah.
So go ahead, man. What would you think? What is your point on that? Because you didn't leave you were an employee, no doubt, at first. You leave it, you want to start your own business. You think you're doing something to create more time, but in actuality, at the beginning, it's more time. It takes more time than it does working for somebody.
In the beginning, I don't even think you think about it. I think you think about, oh, I got my business, and you're working for money. And so I was working 80, 90 hours a week for years, and I never even respected my time at all. I didn't think I never thought about it till later on. And then I was like, ooh, I'm not really chasing dollars anymore. I'm chasing time. I need more time. And so, but yeah, if you're starting out in the business, you are sacrificing your time. And so another chess move you can make, we want to tell them how to change from short-term thinking to long-term thinking.
Yeah.
Think about the things they say on Shark Tank. What are they looking for if you're building a business? They're looking for a scalable business. Chris, you may find yourself in the same boat I'm in. I built a business that requires me to be in it, which I'm working towards. One of my long-term goals is to build this business so it runs without me. But if you're starting out right now today, I would write this down today. I need to build this business and achieve, make it autonomous so it runs without me, which means you got to hire people, systems, process. I'm sorry, what does the prophet say? People, process, product. Those three things. So if I could go back in time, I would have built better systems and hired more people to continue and deliver the good product, but then they wouldn't need me as much, so it still eats up a lot of my time.
If you don't show up, Ronnie,
I'm the catalyst.
I could imagine if you didn't show up. Shit, I mean, what would happen? What would your business look like in 6 months?
Out of business, no doubt.
That's go ahead.
That's a bad thing, it's not a good thing. It's an ego thing, but you want to leave your ego at the door, just like you're going to lift weights. It's like, I got to find a way for the systems, the people, the tools, people, systems, and product to supersede me.
Yeah.
So
me too. Yeah. It's like, if you're the talent, it's like Tom Cruise can't stop being Tom Cruise. I mean, he just can't.
Yeah, he's got the movie production company now. I've noticed that as well. He had to start producing his own movies because Hollywood fell out of love with him. But he's good at that too. But can you imagine the time he puts in? Everybody's like, Tom Cruise is just chill. I'm like, that dude started working on Mission Impossible Fallout like 2 years ago. Yeah, man. I mean, his life is not what people think it is.
Yeah, I've researched him a lot. He does do a lot of work, and I wouldn't want to do it. I don't even know if I could even hang with him. I'm sure he has a dietitian and some type of health people on his staff.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every day. Every day. He's the product. But he's,
unduplicatable. You can't duplicate it, man.
Look at Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's the same way. He made this great thing, but it does not work without him. If it's no Madea, that you can't be like starring Chris Haskins as Madea. That ain't gonna work, man. So people may think Tyler Perry's all this and that, but it's like, dude,
he is.
Look at Steve. The model you want to follow is Steven Spielberg. He's like behind the scenes. You see the little Amblin thing down to the right. And everybody else is working. He hired the little Amblin thing. Amblin, the little dude on the bike with the moon. That's down there in the bottom because he's like, yeah, I'm gonna put the money and the brain behind it. Go bring me the dollars back.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be. That's what I'm working towards. Hopefully, it's my long-term goal.
Well, okay. What other points you got, brother? A mind to keep. I wanted to talk about a part of what I earned is mind to keep. Go ahead, Ron.
So, all right, we're talking about changing from short-term thinking to long-term thinking. Talk about obtaining clients. When you're starting to obtain clients, everybody wants to do that transaction. Are you going to be a transactional person or are you going to be a relationship person? I would urge you to work on your relationships, really breathing life into the people that are actually spending money with you. because those things will continue to go. They'll come back to you over and over and over again. Transactional thinking is Walmart. You know, you go in there, you got one hammer to buy. See you later, sir. You know, we got a cheap hammer if you need it. That's one way to build a business. You can build a business that way. But I haven't seen those businesses work without a whole lot of money.
Advertising constantly. The new retention is the new acquisition.
It's just about a transaction. So that also leads to the next point I wrote down, which is maintaining clients. You have
basically we're maintaining, and we're talking about retention. I mean, maintenance is.
Yes. You know, if you're starting out, guys, and you're in Christopher's class and you're thinking about real estate, obtain your clients in a relationship way, maintain them. You know, you need to spend money and time on maintaining those relationships and servicing those clients, which just sometimes means, how you doing today? How's things going for you? Oh, fantastic. You have somebody else that wants to sell their house? Thank you for that information. You know, so those are highly important things. And I think they bring you much more satisfaction and ultimately more dollars.
Mm-hmm. Dan Kennedy says that retention is the new acquisition.
I spend less money retaining my clients than I do customer acquisition. You know, like I spend a lot less money retaining than I do obtaining.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather every day come to work. That's what I've been working on all week, is just emailing old clients. Happy New Year. How you doing?
Yeah. You know? Nice. I'd like to hear about some of the other businesses that people are doing out there around, other than cars and real estate. You know, I think it'd be a good incubator.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of guys in my networking group. I got this dude that manages a paint company. It's like residential and commercial painting. His name is Mark Lambert. He's painted a house for me, but he doesn't paint. He manages like 15 crews. He's got another arm of his business in Denver. Like he's got another arm of it in California. He is like the biggest paint guy in this town.
Wow.
He's like just managing people all the time. You know, people, process, product. And so he's doing a fantastic job. We should bring him on the show.
I think so. Yeah, talk to him. But when did you come to the realization of your income is the short-term thinking of, like, let me give you an example. I have developed a muscle. Russell Brunson calls it a superpower. You know, I really like what he calls it. That, like, I know, no matter what I make, it's irrelevant. So I know I can take X amount of big chunks and put it toward real estate and forget about it. You know, when did you come to the realization that it doesn't matter?
How much money I made didn't matter? When did I come to that realization?
Mm-hmm.
I have this conversation quite often when I'm talking to Tori. You know, it's like,
because everybody's make more money, I gotta make more money, I gotta make more money, I gotta do this, I gotta make more.
Maybe your question is, when did I come to realization that it was never going to be enough?
Never enough. Yeah. Okay. Same. Yeah. When did we develop? It's like, you know what? It'll never be, but it will never be enough.
I came to that realization probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
You know, like 10 years ago, you know, we're making six figures, you know, we're doing fine. Everything's working out. And I even asked myself, I'm like, if you made another 100 grand, how is that going to change your life?
Wow.
You know, and then you start questioning yourself. You're like, I could make another 100 grand, but I don't want to
sacrifice.
I don't want to sacrifice my time for that, you know? So I think people listening to the class might think that I sound crazy. It's like, you really want to make money, guys, but it cannot be, to me, it can't be the only reason you wake up every day, because you lose so much else of your life just chasing dollars. You know, you end up being Ebenezer Scrooge.
You lose, but not only that, you lose. I know people that are mega wealthy, man. They're just unhappy.
I know guys that, like, if they lose $1, they're pissed off. I'm like, really? I mean, there's something good about that. Like, when you're talking about keeping your books and making sure you're being efficient, that's really cool. But some of these guys, man, like, really, like $1, and they're like, I can't believe. I'm like, I don't want to be stressed out like that. I think it takes years off my life when I worry about it.
Yeah.
Like the tenant we have right now, I'm like, I don't have time to stress. I plan for it. Yeah, we need to rectify it, but I plan for it. So it's like, okay,
No
next,
stressing. Nice. Cool. Well, this is good stuff here. What up? Danny's here.
How do you maintain clients? Share with us what you do to maintain healthy relationships and long-term thinking when it comes to maintaining your clients.
You know what's weird, Ronnie, man? I think that once again, the superpower that I have is as I look at my business acumen, I'm very personal with stuff, So I like to see people. I guess we got that from dad and mom.
Yep.
I'm real personal with it, and I what Dan Kennedy teaches is you can't out Amazon.
No.
So you can't go on Amazon, type in Ronnie Haskins and get you. There is no service that Amazon offers that you do.
Right.
So for me, it's like I pick the phone up from time to time. I need to do more, but I do send out birthday cards to my residents, and every month I'm sending out correspondence right to their home. Right, all my coaching clients they get the newsletter every month, personal thoughts of mine. So I'm more on the personal side, and a lot of companies say that being personal is bad because it's not duplicatable. No,
But
I
it
can't
is.
duplicate myself. I can't duplicate. I can't say I can't duplicate Chris Haskins anywhere.
But let me share with the class why that's important and why it's a long-term chess move. Because you are going to stand out. I have had a client come to me after I sold them a car like 3 years ago. They showed up like 3 years later and they're like, hey, we got your Christmas card last year. It's been on the fire mantle for the year. It's like I sent a picture with my wife and kids on it. It's hard to throw that in the trash when you're looking at a picture of somebody. It's hard to let it go.
Sticks.
And so it sticks. And so listen to this chess move, guys. So Chris spends money, which when you're starting out, he's spending money to send mail or send a card. I have a program you can use. It's called sendoutcards.com. If you need that, I'll put my email up later. You can just put names and numbers in there and addresses, and it'll send cards. I put brownies in it. You can send gifts, all of these things.
Nice.
I have a rep you can work with that I can point you to get you started if you want to do that. But the point is, long ago, when you're starting out, money's tight. And, you remember, go back to what we said. You make that $10,000, right? $2,500 is going to the tax man. Then you also have to start thinking about how am I going to maintain these relationships with my clients? Mm-hmm. So before you step, and you may see that this letter you're going to send is $5. Don't step over $5 to pick up $1. I'm going to save this money right now. I did that. And it cost me years of time. So right when you're starting out, get used to spending money on maintaining your clients. That's a chess. You make that. Nobody else is doing it, guys. Nobody else is doing it. Look in your mailbox every month. You get something from Chris that says, hey, I like you. It's going to be the only person that sends you that. So if you do it, you're going to look better than 99% of everybody else out there. So spend that money.
Yeah, spend a few dollars. Our stuff goes out every month, man. I got to do it every month. A reminder, hey, check me out. This is what we're doing.
I had to hire people to do it. It's just like it got so big. I had to we do Christmas cards, we do birthday cards, we do thank you cards. It was like physically coming through the mail to your house. Mm-hmm. Old school. I like some of the old school stuff,
Me too. All right. Anything else we want to cover, brother? That's pretty good.
No, I think it's good, man. Anybody have any questions today on changing your short-term thinking to long-term thinking? Please put it in the chat box. We'll help you out right now.
Page is unresponsive.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties?
No, that's good. But I wanted to talk. You said pay yourself the way we pay ourselves, mind to keep. I want people to understand that pay yourself, I think, is. I don't think I didn't understand it until recently. And I'm 43. Paying yourself, like when you make $1, you buy shoes, you buy floor tile, you buy toilet paper, refrigerator, stove. Your client's going. You're buying a car, a coat, clothing, whatever it is. Make sure some of that dollar is going to some of your future, which is going to be yours to keep. Yours to keep. This rang out with me. I'm just getting this about 2 years ago. George Clason says a part of what I earn is mine to keep in real estate. we keep when we put $1 into a building, the dollar is getting transformed into bricks and siding and roofing material. That dollar is yours to keep. So you can either, like my brother, you have to sell the asset eventually or hold on to it forever. I don't know. But it's yours. You're paying that house down. It's yours, nobody else's. So try to remember these two. Pay yourself, put something away for yourself that's yours to build your empire. And Ronnie, you can, I don't know if you want to elaborate at all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of it. Like when I talk to people about cars, I ask them a simple question. I'm like, is your car payment taking away from you investing? Like, are you unable to invest $200 a month because you have a $700 car payment?
Mhm.
Most of us will say yes. Yeah, I need my car. But in actuality, you should pay yourself first, which should be that long-term investment
Yeah,
that
boy.
you get to keep.
Yeah.
And the car should be a much smaller piece every month.
You've helped me understand that too, man. All right, class, give us a thumbs up and no questions for today unless Danny had something.
So Sandrika, I think she might be interested. I'm going to put my email up. You can email me. I'll set you up with Send Out Cards contact. My contact is Chris Palmer. She's super sweet, and she takes care of all of my card stuff. So if you want that information, I'll send it to you. And
Nice.
then Danny Ramos, yes, I use a CRM. I use a CRM called Contactually. It's a Google-based system. I don't own it. I'm not promoted by it, but it seems to work for me. You can send 300 emails a day. It tracks email, phone numbers, all that stuff. So it's called Contactually. But
Nice.
here's my email. If Sandrika, you want to email me, I will share with you the contact to my person, and she can set you up with Send Out Cards if you want to actually start tracking your customers and sending cards.
Nice. All right. What's the final thoughts you got for today, my brother?
Well, I think that, we need to start playing chess, especially if you're building your business like a lot of us are, we're still building. And so we have to always think about the decisions we make today, how they're going to affect our business 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Or the things you don't want to do today. Like I don't want to go pay my taxes today. I'm going to go file an extension. It's like, okay, well, you're going to probably just face it head on, go sit down with the accountant and formulate a plan right away.
It's a little rough to do that.
Yeah, man.
It's challenging doing that.
Yeah.
All right, class. Yes, final thoughts for today. Just to consider where you're going to hold some type of wealth. I don't know what your income is, Washington, or I don't know what your expenses are, but try to take some of your dollars for yourself and your future. I don't know if Ronnie, if he's anything like me, I used to blow it all back in the day.
Yeah.
Every dollar come in, gone to the crazy thing is the money's going to somebody else. You don't even think about, this is mine, but it's really you're giving it away to the next guy.
It's called being a good steward of your money. The money, it comes and goes.
Yep.
We got lots more to talk about, so we're gonna have some new topics coming up next week, and we are happy you guys are with us today. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, class. I see you today at 3:00. I got another client down in South Carolina that's going to be buying a house subject to. So we're going to do a case study and a coaching consultation. Make sure you subscribe to our channels, my brothers and mine, and we'll see you next time on Ask Haskins. Peace.